So we're talking today about Teruma Nun days, and the Rebbe talks about Zahav, and the Rebbe talks about the body mazle of Chedesh Adar. And one of the things that really strikes me is when the Rebbe asks, why is it that the first thing the Torah lists, the first nedava that the Torah lists is gold, considering that gold is the least of what they gave and the least of what they had. And
least accessible by most. It was by the order of how much people. If most people were able to give
more necheshes,
more kesef,
a little less kesef, but certainly much less zahav.
Right.
And then the Rebbe comes up with this amazing, mind-blowing chiddush, which is only a chiddush if you don't think the way the Rebbe thinks. But this is like Teras Harat, Teras Rabbeinu, that they gave zahav first because they are zahav, because every yid is a zelten azach, every yid is a yikara metzius, every yid is a piece of gold. And what drives me here is like, it's not just he's a piece of gold because his neshama is gold. The Rebbe's whole point is that from Matan Torah, when the Bchiras HaAtzmos was in the Guf HaYehudi, every yid is a piece of gold, not just in his highest points in his day, when he's davening, when he's learning, when he's listening to a fabrengen, even when he's going around, when he's doing his business, even when he's busy with inyanim gufniyim, he's a piece of gold. And not just Tam Zahav, but the Rebbe again, that year, the Rebbe several times pointed out the Rosh Tevis from the Baal HaTurim, Zeh HaNoisen body. Zahav is Rosh Tevis, Zeh HaNoisen body. So the one who gives is gesund. But what does it mean gesund? Usually people think gesund means if you're not sick, you don't have a cold, you don't have cancer, chas v'shalom. But b'rius, the Rebbe always said b'rius b'gashmius, b'rius b'ruchnius. So when the Rebbe pointed out in the Sikha that even the Guf HaYehudi is gesund, it means that there's no separation between the neshama and the guf. That although you're dealing with your day-to-day things that are mostly business-related, eating-related, sleeping-related, house-related, work-related, nevertheless, it's not unhealthy. Healthy means that there is a healthy flow from the chayas to the guf, to the evarim in the guf, the limbs in the body. And when there's a obstruction in the flow of chayas, then it's unhealthy. So spiritually speaking, if when we are davening and learning we're connected, and when we're out in the street we're disconnected, so then it's unhealthy.
Right.
What does healthy mean? Healthy means that it is connected. But in the Sikha, the Rebbe says the fact of the matter is there are times when you don't feel like you're connected. And still you're connected. Why? Because the entire reason you're invested in this particular aspect of your day is to lift it up. So Ayid is gesund.
By default it's connected, by default it's gesund.
It's designed for us to be able to bring out, to reveal that it's really, everything we do is really connected with the effort of Lasas Yisbarach Dira B'Tachtayim, which is the whole idea of the Asal Mikdash, for which reason they donated the Zahav.
Right.
So this is so vintage Teiras Rabbeinu. The Rebbe's approach to every Yid, to every aspect of life, nothing is outside.
Yeah.
Nothing is a negative. And it strikes me that it comes back to the Rebbe's explanation of Kishem shebenichnas av mematin besimcha, kach benichnas av demarbin besimcha. I mean, the average Talmud Chacham sitting and learning this Gemara would say, just like Av is terribly bad, so too others, terribly good. What's the problem?
Well, Parshas, that was the Rebbe's question, that it seems like you're belittling the simcha of, which means the ikr is b'maitim of. That's the main thing. It's just, by the way, the same way that we're b'mait, we're also b'marbe by other.
Oh, you mean because of comes first, and other comes second.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like that. I thought of it as
question that kishem. Why is it kishem? It looks like that's like the main, the default is
the way I thought of it is, when you're going to describe how great the simcha should be, you're describing it by how pervasive the sadness is. And ordinarily, that's not a problem, because Taka Tisha B'Av is a very sad day.
Right.
So others a very happy month. That's the usual way we would think about it. The Rebbe comes along and says, no, I mean, psychologically speaking, a Yid's going to think in the middle of Adar about how bad he feels at Tisha B'Av. That's going to impact the simcha and Adar.
Right.
It's like everything has to be whole and full.
So over there, the Rebbe brings the taka out that prat, that the miyut of simcha that is bayav is only that we should the memayit in av is only to be able to bring about simcha. Right. So that's the
transform the darkness into
eventually
light.
to become even a greater simcha. So even that one, so that's why it comes out sounding as if the default one is memayit and simcha bayav. But that maitin is only to bring out something which is much greater of this hapch of Imidir Lemisko.
So again, that's the same approach, the same mahalach. It's mind blowing.
So
it's
the
mind
goodness
bending.
of the Av is even greater than other.
Right.
That's
so
right.
When you're looking at other and you're saying, "I'm a happy man in other. I'm very happy." So then there's no darkness to transform, right?
Yeah.
So then you look back to Av when it was filled with darkness, and there you were achieving, you were turning over the world, you were transforming the darkness, and now you're feeling like, you know what? I'm not accomplishing anything. Sure, I'm happy, but that's like a product of the victory of Purim of the past.
Right.
What am I achieving now? I'm just responding. I'm reacting to the previous achievements. So the Rebbe comes along and says, no. Just like you have a lot of darkness to transform in Av, you have a lot to transform in Other. What do you have to transform in Other? The fact that you have a mazel, and instead of needing to transcend your mazel and say, Ayin mazel Yisrael, you actually can demonstrate that in the world of mazel, bist du was, body, gesund.
Right, but that's the point that even in a matziv that there is a mazel, dart and dafke is ein mazel Yisrael. This would be sort of the spin at the end there. The question was, why does the ein mazel Yisrael? We thought there were mizar hachiv mazel. We're much higher than that. So even in a matziv where it sounds like we're subjugated to a mazel, dafka over there is the strongest time that we're l'mayla min a mazel.
Exactly. In other words, you're gesund. The flow of chayas, the connection from the highest of the high. We were just come from Yud Shvat, from the Basi Lagani Maimer. The same connection of Lamaila Adin Ketz. It flows all the way down to Lamata Mata Adin Tachlis, that even when you're in a place of mazel, where you think that I am under the authority of this court, and not just any court, but Erkoyes Ha'akum, a Goyish court. And who am I going to court with? A Goy is taking me to court. And I'm under their authority. And nevertheless, I am embodying, I am gesund, I'm connected. Mm-hmm. I am deep into Ein Mazel Yisrael, not because I'm escaping this world to go, like what we said earlier about the order of the day. I'm escaping my time at work in order to go to shul to learn, or to learn Samach Vav, or to daven. As I'm sitting there in the courts, I know that my mazel is going to be strong because I'm connected with Ein Mazel. It doesn't end. The whole entire flow of the Sikha shows us that every single aspect of life not only is holy, but is given to us to make holy. Right. And we have the kayach to do that.
That's the connection that Rebbe said much earlier in there. And that was, was is that to make up shachas alikus in a bayis gashmi. You need the greatest tools. You need the greatest gedoli of the highest neshamas to be able to accomplish that. So was it after that every single person, nashim afilu taf, every single one had a chelik of that. And like you said before, tafke the zahav was the first thing, which means that the zahav wasn't so much like kala lakav. It was that the default is zahav. Das is das. And within that as well, every single yid, and that was the whole chiddush of Matan Torah. The chiddush of Matan Torah is that the yid mitzius, even, and maybe dafke when bechetzonius it seems like this yid is doesn't look the best. So Matan Torah was mechadish that in the guf itself, not just the traditional Aliyah, I think the Rebbe does mention that.
He does mention it, yeah.
So how do you finish off there? Just bring out that point of that's the highest smile. The default is the highest smile of everyone. There's like no madregos. If you look at it to a certain extent, there's no madregos. The Rebbe throws right away zav right away, and the mitzvah is ein mazel. Dafke when there should be a lack of mazel. Dafke darten is ein mazel Yisrael. And how you finishing off before?
Are you saying like where kedusha is not visible? There, the Rebbe goes straight to the top, right to the top. Everything is there. The whole connection between the etzem and nefesh, and even the gufa Yehudi with atzmos mahus is already clearly present and manifest in those lowest moments.
Right. the only thing I was looking out, so it seemed like the Rebbe made the darkness and the choshech, it seems like we're turning it over in the dafke, the time that there is mazel, there should be mazel, there's ain't mazel. But the Rebbe, especially those months, those years, the Rebbe would throw in, why does it have to be an in of choshech? What's the maybe drain choshech and stuff? I didn't see that the Rebbe feared us, to sort of negate that whole thing. That even that does the hechstav voida, and it's even better. Aber doch,
because it was already after the Gemara Vedas Habirudim.
So since then,
no, I'm pointing out that's why you're wondering.
I'm wondering it because many times in those sichas, if I remember correctly, so Darvish Ankum to them, that's like almost the avoid of the previous decades.
Right.
But when it came over here...
Isn't this sikha at the very end that he mentions again the passing of Mrs. Lapine?
Yeah. He doesn't say...
So there he says also that this should be the last time that they should have to suffer such a thing.
Right.
So he does mention that.
Parentheses, that.
Yeah.
But it must have been, I don't know if this was the Shabbos right then, must have been sometime before.
Yeah, because it was mentioned.
Because the Rebbe spoke about it much more.
I don't remember exactly when it happened. Al Kopanim, I think we should wrap it up with the Rebbe Zerah from the Sikha. Yeah, that's not a very important Zerah.
Ashidus
Begashmius, not just Beruchnius.
Yeah.
According to everything we said, Ashidus Begashmius is Ashidus Beruchnius.
The Rebbe starts with anfangendig with Ashidus Beruchnius, fine. Aber that thing also took me a little, you wonder sometimes that it was drukin, nachmeimarim, sichis, this, that, and it's such it's just a never-ending supply, so to speak, of stuff. And you think about Barshidas, some people that are lucky, or Takashidas Begashmis, they don't know where their properties are, they have so much, there's a burning cup, and they don't complain. It's still good. So I'm good enough with that. Even that is hard to me to handle. But you see the Rebbe, if it has to be Ashiras Begashmis, Mozayin Ashiras Beruchnius, more Masichis, the Friedrich Rabbeim, yeah.
So it's a good point, because as a Ben Melech, we should never be satisfied with just a little bit, with just enough, with just the Torah and the Lakota Torah. We have to have the entire Sifriyah, the whole library of Chassidus. But the Rebbe said many times that the reason that he keeps publishing more and more is not only because the previous Rebbeim were disappointed that they didn't publish it when Tzaddik Tzemach Tzedek lost manuscripts in the fire, and the Frierdiker Rebbe lost the Rashab's library in the Soviet Union, right. And both were upset that they didn't publish it. The Tzemach Tzedek was upset that the Chassidim didn't steal it. So the Rebbe says he doesn't want to make the same mistake. So he wants to publish everything. But the other reason was in case one vart from one sefer will inspire one yid. So it's already worthwhile publishing a whole new sefer.
Right.
Mamish like the mashal that the Alter Rebbe told Minchas Karitzer about grinding up the Evan, the crown jewel. But then there's the other Heidah about Chedesh Adar. We don't have an Iber this year. We only have one Chedesh Adar. That means we have to pack in the 60 days of Simcha into 1 month. So it's Kiflayim L'Tushia in that way, that it's 1 month that's double happy.
Did I mention that?
The Rebbe mentioned the double months.
No,
meaning
that year was a double.
Yeah. So I'm pointing out that this year we have 1 month, so we have to be double happy in this 1 month and achieve in 1 month all the Fabrengens and all the Pa'ulas and all the Shalach Manas and all the Simcha.
All the Batal B'Shishim.
And all the Batal B'Shishim all in 1 month.
Higher intensity of...
And the Rebbe Shizl Geben that before we even get there, the Geulah Midas Vashleim should come and we'll celebrate Purim with the Rebbe.
Mishkan, Teruma, Zav,
Right. Also the Mikdash.
Amen.